Hello, everyone. Welcome to TNAIW Rebellion Preview Show. My name is Jeff, and this is also the first Talking Point episode, which we'll explain in just a moment. But what is a Talking Point exactly? Well, for instance, Austin Aries held the title, X Division title, for 6 times, a total of 372 days, while AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, has only held it for 6 times in 272 days. That's a Talking Point.
That's fucked up.
Man, Michael Shane.
Michael
Shane. Don Callis Ultimate Edge.
Well, if he comes back, it's a 3.5 month reign, and he takes over second place from 9th to 2nd.
Man, amazing!
Yeah, let's hope he never comes
Yep.
back.
All right, we'll be right back.
There has it. AJ's coming back soon. You just said it. AJ will be back soon.
There you go.
Suicide
Just to push
Records.
Aries down. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, this is Talking Point, and it's the first edition, as I said. It's Rebellion. We got a lot to talk about, so we'll get right into it. How it works, if you watched Around the Horn ever on ESPN, I give away points based on points that they make, good or bad, or ones that make me think, or laugh. Who gives a shit? The points don't really matter, but we do pick one winner at the end, and that person will get 20 seconds of spotlight, Moose-like spotlight, to say whatever they want about Impact Wrestling, all right? So let's introduce everyone. He is a familiar face, so we'll introduce him first so he could do his little thing, his spiel. Just Craig, take it over, Craig.
Yes, it's me. It's M.I.B. Craig, aka Mr. Impact, blog, the TNAIW channel, and hi, I guess.
Okay, thanks, Craig. As you can see, everyone's handle is down there as well. It's nice. We're going to be doing this with anyone who's listening as well, so please make sure you sign up for this next time. It's always going to be rotating guests. The only consistency will be this douchebag here. Also, we have going a new TNAIW family member, Bert. What's going on, Bert? If that is your real name.
Good. How are you guys, man? How's it going, guys? Happy to be here.
Happy to have you on board. And this guy just got done winning a shit ton of stuff on Hard 10 Game Show, which will be airing this coming week. Soon you'll see a commercial for that. It is Lucha. Lucha, what's up, buddy?
AKA Hard 10 Jimmy.
That's right. That's right. And last but not least, making a return, it's the prodigal son. It's Cody, Misery Eater 101.
101 here, Cody. What's up, guys?
Let's get right into this, guys. I am more stoked about this pay-per-view than I've been for one in, I don't even know. I mean, yeah, obviously Slammiversary and stuff last year, but this is just a different level. A lot of good buzz, a lot of positivity. Momentum's on our side. So we'll start it off. Let's start it off hot. Let's go with the KO Tag Team Championships. All right, we got Fire and Flava, Kiera Hogan, and Tasha Steelz defending against Jordynne Grace again, but this time with the Jazz Chose partner of Rachel Ellerling, which is something we've been talking about on the show, about her debuting. I for one, proper English. I'm excited about it. Don't know what Jordynne and her or Jazz have all in common, besides that they're all wrestlers and women. So I was hoping for something more storyline based, but we'll see where it goes. Let's start with Bert's the newest here. Let's go with Bert. Give you a few seconds. Tell me what you think about the match itself, who you think will win, and some points maybe on the Rachel Ellering and Jordynne Grace pairing.
Well, I like the matchup. I saw someone say in our group chat that they weren't really happy with the debut. You know, I'm not going to really talk about that. We saw her on Impact. They put her in the match. I like it. But with that being said, I like the pairing. I think her and Jordynne are going to win because Jordynne's really not doing anything right now, and I just don't think they're just going to bring her in and make that splash of a signing and then just not have her win. You know what I mean? It just makes sense for them to win, and I don't think it hurts Tasha or Kiera if they lose. And I honestly would like to see Kiera start building up to take the main event scene. You know, I think it's her time. She's been there a while, and I could see her being elevated sooner than later.
Yeah, I could see that as well. She's one of the homegrown talent that loved TNA when they were younger, and now work for Impact and wants to be there, and has developed immensely since day one. But we knew she was going to be something. That is one constant I could say. So great job there. Winner, did you say you definitely think Jordan?
Yeah, I have Jordan Rachel winning.
Okay, and let's swing it over directly to the left. Let's go Lucha.
Oh man, there's so many possibilities that I got running, but I'm going with Fire and Flavor retain because I'm pretty sure one of the two are somebody's gonna turn on somebody, and I put $1 on it being Jordan turning on Rachel to get this Jordan heel turn that I just want so much.
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, that could, if Jordan as a heel post this match and post her program with Rachel Ellering, she can be back in the Knockout title picture refreshed as a heel. Yeah. So it's not the same Jordan.
No, I agree with that. And that's one of the points I didn't even think about the heel turn coming in there. I thought, I'll say what I thought in a second. I want to get in anyone's way of the momentum here. So let's swing it to Cody, and then we'll get to Craig, and then what I think.
My turn?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So this match, I didn't have Rachel Ellering as the guest. I thought it was going to be, I read an interview and said it was being announced on Sunday. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's going to be someone we don't know. And then on Thursday,
right,
Jordan announced it with her partner. I was like, oh, it's going to announce it on Sunday. And I'm like, so I was thrown away with the whole idea of being a Rachel.
Yeah. 2 points for
So
honesty.
now I don't know who's going to win because you don't bring in someone for their first day to lose unless it's storyline.
Yeah.
So if it's Lucha's decision to make Jordan heel so she turns on Rachel after she loses, saying I'm done losing, let's take it on the first person that's new and trying to take my job away.
Yeah.
So
I like
heel
that.
turn, Fire and Flavor. I don't know what to think about Rachel yet.
Okay. All right, and let's end this off with Craig.
Yeah, so definitely mixed feelings on the match. Like Cody's mentioned, we read in an interview that his partner wasn't supposed to be announced till Sunday. We knew Rachel Ellering was there.
Right.
Didn't expect it to be her. But I mean, as far as I'm aware, that Rachel Ellering saying "period" on TV was the first time she's ever spoken on TV.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
I mean, it's cool, but I can't see them winning. I think like Lucha, Jordan's going to turn heel. Fire and Flavor retain. I think for first champions they need a quite lengthy reign. And I think now is maybe a week or two too early to drop the titles.
Okay. Yeah, you all bring up great points, and it's pretty even on the scoreboard. Doesn't matter. But I didn't think from that perspective. I didn't think about a heel. Honestly, I thought that, like Cody, if you're bringing in a new person, generally they're not going to lose their first match. But it would be kind of I don't want to say a letdown if Fire and Flavor didn't lose. Not that I want them out of the picture, but I just feel like we need to shake something up so they have something to chase because they are good. They don't need the belts. The belts need them at this point because there's no one else to put them on. But I like the idea if Jordan re-signed for her to turn heel. I think that's awesome. I think it's a great idea. Extra points for that. But I think I'm going to stick with Fire and Flavor retaining. But I wouldn't be surprised if they went the other route as well. I just think that's too simple of booking. I hope it's not. I hope it's not just clean. Newcomer comes in and wins. Like Craig said, she hasn't had time. She obviously spoke for the first time on television. Let's give her some time to build up and give her a character, give her some props on her own. I was hoping she would come with AOP, and I thought that would be a nice little wink to her dad. Especially, and then maybe we would have got Taylor Wilde here, or even though her hit list said first Deanna, I don't know. I thought it'd be something else that made more sense with Jordan, like a Havoc or something. Someone with size. Obviously, she's just left Nevaeh, so good points, everyone. So let's keep this going. Where do we want to go next? Let's go. Yeah.
Hey.
Let's go VBD versus TNA slash ZNA crew, if that's what we want to call them. What do you want to, whatever we want to call these guys? It's Eric Young, Joe Doring, one-legged Eric Young, mind you, because I doubt he's healed. The tapings were just happened, right? So we have Eric Young, Joe Doring, Diener, and Rhino, versus the TNA ZNA team of Eddie Edwards, Mac. God, why this match happens all the time and I still can't remember everybody. Willie Mack, James Storm, and Chris Sabin. Someone take the mic.
The team name is actually now the the Chocolate Cowboy Beer Wars.
Is that real?
No, you got a better name?
Do I got a better name? No, I'll give you 2 points for that. That was good.
Chocolate Cowboy Beer Wars.
I'll give you that one.
I like
Good.
Team ZNA.
ZNA, right? I like that. Willie's part of it. I think the only odd man out is Sabin. No one wants to be Sabin's friend. All right, let's go backwards. Let's go Craig. You first, buddy. Who do you think's taking it? What do you want to see out of this match? And Eric Young, nuts?
I mean, I can't see EY taking part in this match because at that point in the tapings, they didn't know how serious the ACL tear was. I don't know if he'll be in the match. Even if he's not, I think VBD still pick up the win. They'll look strong. Yeah, they'll look strong. Especially if it's 3-on-4, they'll look even better. But
oh wait, I'm sorry. Is it
Terms of
elimination? Oh,
No.
okay.
but if EY is if the ACL tear is worse than Doctors thought, I don't know if he'll be in this match.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't have thought so. If Sabin knows what's like to what with an ACL tear, he can't do it. But I mean, what I'm expecting from this match, I'm expecting what I've always been expecting from by Design, just for them to go on a tear. Yes, the facing will look strong, but VBD all around this one. They need it more than the
So
others.
you're going VBD on this one here. Cody, he's got VBD. You as well?
No, I got the other team
Okay.
winning. The pay-per-view is called Rebellion. So, and plus, VBD has a line of wins. It's time for the heroes to get one.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. What do you? So you're looking at Team ZNA winning here.
Yeah. Team ZNA.
What about Eric Young? You think he'll be in this match? Do you think he'll just be ringside?
I think he'll be on the outside.
Replacement, or you think they're going to be underhanded?
I don't know. That's because that's going to take someone out of Team ZNA.
Or they add someone as well. Chris Harris, Alex Shelley's back. Who knows? And then the other team could add maybe a new member in. Who could it be? I don't know. Who would join VBD next? Oh, Heath. Is Heath healthy? That would be some shit.
Heath would be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Heath would be pretty cool. All right, Lucha, you're up, my friend.
My prediction is also my audition for why I should be on the Impact Creative team. I'm going VBD.
Okay.
Eric Young's not gonna be in the match. Both teams are gonna go into this match down a man. I honestly feel like Willie Mack's gonna get taken out to kind of creatively even the odds for the team.
Any specific reason
And
for Mac?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Eric Young's gonna come out when VBD and everybody comes out, and he's gonna be like, "Well, everybody knows I have a torn ACL, so I'm not gonna be able to wrestle. So I will have a replacement. My replacement, you'll find out soon enough." So the match goes on. Dope shit happens, and Willie Mack comes out, and ZNA is like, "Oh yeah, y'all done
But
effed
whose
up
side
now."
is he on?
And Willie hits the meanest stunner on Eddie Edwards, and Willie Mack joins VBD and helps VBD get the pin.
That would be some shit. He needs something. That's
shit.
something we've talked about quite a bit. I like the outside the box thinking there. Bert, are you down with that, or are you on a different level?
See, I don't like that because usually in these type of matches, even in the losing team, for example, like when in the 6-man a few months ago when Moose took it over and was a star, I want to see Willie Mack take this match over because I want to see him after this match, and I don't want to see him get pinned either. I want to see him be elevated more. I want to see him start to be, get some X Division wins because I think he had the X Division title once, but I don't really know if the reign wasn't that good. So with that being said, I think BBD wins. I think either James Storm or Chris Sabin takes the pin. Cause I don't want Eddie taking it. But yeah, I think BBD wins. And also I think Joe Dorian is the star for BBD. I think he just goes in there and wrecks shop. I think he just pretty much goes out there and just, because we really haven't seen much of him yet.
I like that because we haven't seen much of him. If he's healthy, he has a lot more to offer, and we haven't been able to see that. So, Lucha, I saw your hand up. What do you want to get a point in real quick?
Yeah, to Bert's point, I don't disagree necessarily, but I will say that Willie's moment that you're wanting happened at Hard to Kill last year when he came this close to winning the tag titles by himself against the most dominant tag team.
That was a great match.
That was a great match. But they didn't – he plateaued. They never –
Exactly. So, you got to – if that didn't work, if you can't almost win the tag titles and then, get – a rocket ship launched on your back, maybe it's time to switch up completely. And hey,
okay,
that's fair enough. Fair enough.
But I feel what you're saying though.
Willie was voted one to watch in 2019, 2020,
and then that was Chris Bay.
Chris Bay was this year, last year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 2019 he was.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. It's not that this one doesn't matter. It does. I'm excited to watch it. But as far as the outcome of it, I think you can do anything, and both teams can eat it and not hurt them. I would like to see Willie elevated. I would like to see Eddie elevated. I'd like to see Sabin and Storm separate. Not necessarily as a feud, but at least to their own original teams or something of that nature. But I'll go VBD here just because that's what I hope will happen. I want them to become that monster heel because it looks like what's going to happen is that invasion we've been talking about and laughed at for mentioning over and over for the past few months is going to happen. And who needs to step up when shit hits the fan? VBD is a pretty badass, especially with that music. If you hear that music on AEW and they come out and it's like they're the cavalry, bro. And if Willie Mack's part of that, you could see him doing the Samoa drop into good shit. I'm gonna give myself a point for that. I fucking like that. I got myself excited. All right. So, oh wow, we're going right into this. The order I have here next.
One more match.
What's it?
I have one more. I don't even want to point for it. I just want to say, after Rebellion, say a certain person wins the main event, the next Impact Plus special. Rich Swann versus Willie Mack as a part of VBD. Imagine it.
Okay.
Interesting.
He needs something of that nature. Just totally flip him on his game. So I agree. If that's it, then I never thought about that. That'd be really cool. Just because I take that group as a bunch of, I don't want to say hillbillies, but that we hunt for fun. Like we're like humans. We hunt humans for fun. And I don't think Willie would be down with that. But put those purple contacts in and maybe he continues. So he goes crazy.
Now they'll be yellow for this one.
I like that. All right. So next up is one of my favorite matches, genres at least, or gimmicks, excuse me, is Last Man Standing.
I love Last Man Standing matches.
Love them. Rarely done wrong in TNA Impact history. So we're obviously going to get a banger here, especially from two people who know each other so well as human beings in and out of the ring. So let's go back to Brother Bert. Bert, what is your take on that? Who do you think wins between Sammy Callahan and Trey Bongs? Does he have a last name yet? Trey? He doesn't go by Miguel.
This match to me is so easy to predict. I just think that I think Trey's going to win, but what I think is going to happen, I think during the match, Trey is not going to be able to put Sammy away. He's going to get more and more frustrated. And at the end of the match, he's almost going to Sammy's going to have to tell him you have to do something I would do. And Trey's going to put him away like that. Not like, something that Sammy would do to win. So Trey wins like that. And after the end of the match, Trey knows what he did. Sammy and him embrace, and they become a tag team. Because I think the whole point of the storyline is Sammy trying to tell him that Trey needs to give that extra gear. He needs to snap. He needs to be more like Sammy if he wants to be a main eventer. And I think that's where this is going. So I think Trey's winning, and I think that's what's going to happen.
I think that's great points. I think Trey would look pretty damn cool. Once again, someone who needs something to just get him off that plateau that they're at now into that next level, and then once you already establish that gimmick, they can move on to whatever the hell they want, and they're a star. So I like that. Lucha?
Okay, just answer me these questions. Hard to Kill, Sami Callihan, what was the result of his match?
Loss, I'm guessing.
Lost, yeah.
Yeah, he lost.
Bound for Glory, how did he fare?
I imagine he lost.
Wasn't competing. Didn't compete in Bound for Glory, did he?
Oh.
Really?
Bound for Glory
Shamrock
2019? 2020?
2020.
It was Shamrock as Eddie, not
He wasn't even on
Sammy.
it.
They didn't compete. It was there, but
Right.
it wasn't-
But he was with Shamrock. Right. Well, the point I was getting to was
Minus.
how many losses does this man eat on pay-per-view? I'm gonna need some wins from Sammy, and I honestly believe that this is it because
Bold.
I think we're gonna see at this point Trey doesn't have the passion. Like Bert said, he's gonna get to the point to where he's gotta put him away, and I don't think Trey will do it.
I don't think
And
Trey
I think
can.
Sammy will be begging him. He's like, "Do it, put me away, do it." And then Trey goes to, and he kind of like bitches out, and Sammy's like, "Fuck it," and then he drops him on his head with the stack of dimes pile driver, and
That's it.
10 count.
Cody, I saw you. Something made you pop. What are you thinking?
Oh, I said Trey. I don't think Trey can put Sammy away.
So you think this is a Sammy take as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Any reason specifically, or you just?
It's Sammy's type of match.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I never thought just that straight up, because that's true. I mean, you could do anything in this match for his character, especially. It makes sense for him to go all out, balls to the wall. So that's a very good point. Thanks.
And he just resigned, so
And he did.
he's got to get some
Yes,
wins.
they both did. They both just resigned. They both did. So I'm very excited about that. Craig, why don't you wrap this one up? We have what is it? 2 Sammys and a Trey?
This is probably one I can't call. Like, it's the go home show tonight, yesterday, Thursday, whatever. Going into it before the build-ups, I would have said Sammy picks up the win. Now I'm thinking Trey, but I can also see Sammy winning it. It's a whole fucking thing. I mean, I cannot call it. I can see an outcome for both, but I think I can't remember who said it, but I think it gets to the point where Trey can't put Sammy
So we're
away.
all on that page.
It's like, yeah, like look him in the eye, with maybe like a steel chair above his head, but you can't deliver the final
Yeah, I
nail.
like that imagery. Imagery.
So I'm gonna say Sammy wins, and then pile drives him once Trey backs out of end of it.
Yeah, I like every point everyone brought up here. I think both of them do need wins. Obviously, Sammy a little bit more, but once again, to me, I think he is the Foley of Impact. He doesn't need wins, losses, titles, or time. He comes out and your eyes gravitate towards him. His promos you listen to more in depth. So, either way, I'm not mad. I understand why they would do it with Trey, but I think the imagery you guys just created is good, and just because it might be the I don't want to say easy, but the logical thing to do based on the story doesn't mean it's wrong. And I think that would be a beautiful tale if he couldn't do it. And I think that's great. All right. So here is one I'm looking forward to watching from my bathroom. It's Brian Myers and Matt Cardona. It's
Oh God.
no, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Jeez.
Let me go
wait,
first.
I do have to mention. Yeah, we could change it. I'll let you go first, but I do want to mention one thing. I thought Sammy was going to take this from the get. I still, in the back of my mind, want to say that, but they did that video package for Trey, right? He's doing the old rascal lifting shit and doing parkour, whatever the hell he's doing. And then Sammy won against Matt Cardona. And say what you will about Matt Cardona, that name at least has value. And giving Sammy that win right before a pay-per-view tells me you're setting the table for him to lose. But, all right, Cody.
Okay, so this match is the first time ever. It has never been done.
Really?
At least on. I don't think it's ever been done.
No. Ever.
For a reason.
So these two are best friends. They've never fought each other. And it's going to be staged on Impact, where rivalries and friendships all collapse on a bigger stage. So even though this is a sleep match to some people, I feel like they're going to blow people away with this. 18 years of experience in one match.
I think that's the thing we're forgetting here is that, yeah, I for one, and I give you mad points for that, did not know they haven't wrestled one-on-one. At least on the public, maybe when they're training or something like that. So that's really exciting, one. And two, yeah, you're right. So if this is the first one, there's not real animosity, but there's real chemistry to where James Storm and Bobby Roode, James Storm and Chris Harris, name people here who have broken up and had great feuds and Impact. So mad points to you there. Let's skip around. Craig, you want to go next?
Yes. First, I would enough Matt Cardona hate. I get it; he's not perfect, but fucking hell, I've been a fan of Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder for years, man. He's not that bad. I don't get all the hate for it.
He's not bad.
He's entertaining. Maybe he's not perfect in the ring, but he's a hell of a lot better than he was. And he brings that name value to Impact.
He does.
Undoubtedly. I know. So he's a great character and can go.
I took a point away for that. I don't just one. I gave you a lot, but I took one. Just it's not that you're wrong. It's not that you're wrong. Or it's not that you're wrong. I think he does have name value. I think he has a good look. I think he looks like a wrestler. I think he in the ring, I'm not bored by him. Yeah, maybe it's that WWE style of the same things each time, but it's not bad. Same with Brian Myers. It's just that they haven't found, and this is where I took the point away, his character. The character to me is nice guy who never gets a chance, and Brian Myers is guy who always loses. They need something, and unfortunately, for some reason I just think together they fight so hard in this match. The next tapings, they're like, dude, brother, like we should, blah, 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 we need to win and whatever bullshit. Especially with Chelsea Green maybe coming in, you would stay for that, right? And it looks like Sneal's going out. That seems interesting.
I would love Chelsea.
Lucha, you wanna go with this?
Fuck Chelsea Green.
Whoa.
Hey now.
She didn't do anything to us.
So this is, to my knowledge, one of the few or the first matchups with two former WWE guys that has no precedent. So we can't say at the end of the match, you can't say, oh, well, this is the same shit they did on Raw or, blah, blah, blah. So I guess there is that bit of a we've never seen this factor that plays into the match. I got a small feeling that by the end of the year, this might be one of the top feuds in the company. I feel I'm starting to get some Tommy Dreamer Raven vibes. Yeah.
They're trying to do that Eddie
Sammy. Especially with Chelsea being on the market, You imagine when she's free, she shows up in Impact, and Cardona and Myers are still fighting, and it's like, oh yay, my girl's here, you know what I'm saying? We about to go ham, and then Chelsea Green just hits Cardona with her finish, and sits there and does the Myers pose with Myers.
I mean, the Raven
And
pose.
no, Myers.
It's Myers. Myers
yeah.
doesn't live in the past. Remember?
Yay.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
can see clearly now.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, I popped me.
Man. Bert, what's your feeling on that? Well, first of all, let's spin back around really quick. Lucha, who do you have winning this?
Flip
a quarter.
Yeah,
Myers.
Myers.
All right. Cody.
Matt.
Cardona. Craig.
Always ready.
Always losing. And Bert, who do you got, buddy?
Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with either of them, but I'm bored with them together, if that makes sense. And I also disagree with Lucha. I don't think this feud I don't think it's going to go on longer than this. And my point, and I think that being said, I want Myers to win because I think if Myers loses, that's going to extend the feud with having him come out and whine and say that he give him one more chance. So I want Myers to win. I want them to go their separate ways, and I want it to be over with because just because they haven't fought. Here's my point. I know they haven't wrestled in the WWE before, but if I was going to show somebody who wanted to see a new promotion, something other than WWE, I turn this on and they'd be like, wait, why is Brian Myers and Matt Cardona fighting each other? They'd be like, even though they haven't wrestled, that's WWE. I wouldn't show them this match. That's my point. So I just kind of want to be done with this. That's all I'm saying. So I have Myers winning.
That's a great point that you're bringing up because we have to take it from the perspective, and that's what I always get in arguments in our chat group about is that unfortunately we're replaceable. So people's opinions that are the casual viewers that do go by, they matter kind of more than ours at sometimes. Yes, we're loyal, we'll stay there, and they'll never treat us poorly because it's Impact Wrestling. But they could, if they needed to do something they needed to do that they think would bring more viewers. So if you are flipping the channel, seeing a Matt Cardona match, does that make you stay because you think it's WWE, or does it make you leave? And that's the question that we have to ask before we write them off completely, I guess. But I do.
Oh, let me just say real quick. I know Craig is not a fan of Chelsea's, but I do think if Chelsea was to come back, pairing her and Matt together as kind of a heel couple would be very interesting. I think that would add some. I think Matt Cardona should be heel. More. I think a heel turn would be good for him, and him and Chelsea could work. I think
if you bring Dreamer into this because he's always the person into this, and you have them do what Lucha's saying, I think that's the cool way to go, or all together and they just turn on Tommy and beat the shit out of him. They need a spark because they have the talent. Myers is a funny guy. They just need to figure them out.
Yeah.
All right. Next is another banger. We have the X Division.
Just quickly, one final
All right,
point.
come on.
If you look at the long history of Impact, if anyone can make these guys who are basically jokes in WWE into stars, it's Impact. They've done it before. They do it over and over again. And as for Chelsea Green, she can fuck off. Don't want her in Impact again. If you try to win a pay-per-view, regardless of what you think is right, no, you don't. You shouldn't go back to the company.
I think we found Craig's rage quit.
Oh man.
Yeah, that'll be.
Well, well, let's get. You know what? Let me make that move around. Let's move this around. So we're not going to hit the X Division Championship. So let's go to the Knockouts Championship, okay? Because there's someone involved in this match that kind of reflects what we're all talking about in the last match, if you believe. I mean, yes, they're 30-something-year-old people. They should be able to handle their business. But something has to play into that. Tenille is there, and Matt Cardona obviously dated prior to Chelsea and Matt as well. So we have that factor to play into it as well with Chelsea and Matt Cardona and Tenille. So do you think that plays a factor in this? Do you just think they're all just grown people and they don't give a shit? And if not, who do you think takes, regardless of that, excuse me, let me reword that, who do you think takes it between Deanna and Tennille? Let's start with, let's go back to Bert. Let's swing back around.
I really just think that this was just another opponent for Deanna. I see Deanna winning, not a squash match, but I just think of Deanna as the company's strongest champion. I'm not saying she's going to break any knockouts records, but keeping her strong, I think, is one of the best things going into the company. So I have Deanna winning.
I like that. Cody, let's go diagonal.
Okay, so I have two things that's going to happen. One, Deanna wins, and she's confronted by Taylor Wilde on Thursday.
Okay, sweet.
Or Tennille wins, and she takes the title around the world at her little vacation spots. In
While
photo
they
shoots.
rebuild the division.
Right. So I can see them handing the title to her if she's going on these excavations, like going to East Asia, taking pictures of the waterfall with the title, get the whole world brand out there. But I don't see them backing out of this Taylor Wilde.
So you think Deanna, it will come with a Deanna on the phone, or
Deanna will come out on Thursday saying, "I've beaten everyone. Who's else to face?" And then Taylor Wilde pops up.
That. Craig.
See, I have two scenarios in my head. Like Bert said, it could be just another feeder opponent for Deanna to beat to make her look strong. Or the last time Deanna defended the title on pay-per-view, she lost it, and it was supposed to be for keeps, but obviously a different person.
Yeah.
I think she's probably going to lose it again, so they can. I think they're not so much going to give the Kylie Rae storyline to Tennille, but they're going to give her the push that was meant for Kylie Rae. I don't want that to happen because I don't think Tennille is. Honestly, I don't think she's good enough to be a knockout champion. I mean, she's good and she's a great heel. And this is me saying it from. If you just go back to the old stuff I said, I never liked Tennille.
Right.
But right now, she's a good heel. But if we have to go from Deonna Purrazzo to Tennille Dashwood, in my opinion, that's I don't want to say a step down, but it's.
No, I get where you're coming from.
You need to go in a different. It's a completely different direction to where
so you want Deanna to win, or do you think she'll win?
Oh,
both. Okay.
Yeah.
And Lucha, why don't you wrap that up for us?
Oof. This match can go one of 5 billion ways. I mean, on one end, I want Deanna versus Britt Baker for the AEW crossover, Impact crossover. So,
right? He's super strong.
That's what she said. There you go. Okay, very good.
Oh man,
nice.
But I want for the Impact AEW crossover, I want Deanna and Britt Baker because that's going to be a banger of a match.
Yeah.
But also in the same sense, Tennille's been in this spot before where, like, she's got a title match on pay-per-view, and if she loses again, then what the hell was her point of even coming to the company? She's been a glorified jobber since day one. She always gets to the door and then just can't find her way in the house for whatever reason.
And you wonder if that's can you finish there?
No, I'm like, I wonder. I'm on if not now, when with Tennille.
Okay, so are you leaning?
She has all the numbers. She has all the social media numbers that everybody keeps flaunting. Why not have that as your champion? She's been here for just about 2 years and hasn't been champion yet. That was the point.
Bert, you got something real quick?
Then I think I keep thinking about what Cody said. Then it's a perfect scenario. You have Caleb with a K help Tennille win the match, and then you just have Tennille win. You don't have her defend it. You just kind of have her go around the world, go to Swingers Palace, go to the casino, hanging out, doing videos, and then eventually, why they're having some sort of tournament or just building the division back up, then she drops it. But if she wins it, doesn't really defend it, I don't think it hurts anything. And if Deanna loses by someone cheating to win it, it's fine. If she gets pinned clean, that's one thing. But if Tennille cheats to win, I'm fine with it. I don't think it hurts Deanna at this point.
Okay. Craig, it looks like you got a point, and then we'll wrap this one up. We're running out of time.
So, I'll see if I don't want to get too much into it because we'll cover it later. But if that happens, then that could potentially be 3 titles off TV.
Fair enough.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
one thing we have to take in consideration, that's one thing, obviously, and I'll give you a redeeming point for that. We have to take into consideration the backstage stuff. Obviously, I just mentioned a childish love triangle, but if that's not an issue whatsoever, then you have other things that come into play. Tennille hasn't been winning consistently. Is there a reason? Is it a backstage thing? Is it her contract thing where she's going next? Is it a Rascal situation where they're only going to give her so much of a push because they know she's not coming back? I think the scenario with Cody that he said, and I'll give you more points for that. It was clever, because what Lucha's saying, the numbers are there. The ability for her to get our product out there more is there. But how much is that worth? Is it worth giving her the title while we focus on something else? Now, the one thing I keep coming back to is that hit list. Deanna was first on Taylor Wilde, so I agree with you there, Cody. I don't know if it's the pay-per-view or Thursday, and that's what will matter of the outcome here for me. Is it going to be a feud for the title? Because then you have to think Taylor winning the title back when she comes back. Maybe. It's possible. But not so soon, right? I don't know. So there's a lot of things in play here, so I agree with you. There's 500 billion things that could happen here, and that's what's exciting about this. We have no clue. We don't know the contracts. And also this week, I will, before we go on to the next one, because we're going over on time here, Tennille had her own segment. She had a talk show. She used the locker room talk set. Maybe that's the direction they're going to go. Maybe they're giving her a push finally. We'll see. Maybe she got re-upped. So let's go right into the X Division Championship. Ace Austin, Josh Alexander, TJP. Lucha, why don't you hit us with that one?
Match of the night.
Wow.
Match of the night.
Okay.
Winner, Josh Alexander, because walking weapon.
Okay. Wow.
I don't think there's any much more to say.
No, short and sweet. Let's keep them all short and sweet on this round. Let's go, Cody. What do you got next, bud?
The most unpredictable match. The show stealer, and I agree. Josh Alexander.
Wow.
He has the most to gain from this.
Wow. All right, Craig.
Walking Weapon picks up the win and finally becomes an X Division champion, and it can easily steal the show. If the main event is slightly under par, this will be match of the night for everyone.
I agree. Great points, Bert.
Josh Alexander wins. Ace doesn't take the pin though, because they're moving Ace up.
Okay.
But Josh Alexander wins.
Wow. All right. Yeah, everyone's on the Josh train. I would love Josh to win.
Well,
Did you go, Lucha? What was that by?
Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick. The main event can be as great as, it can be the greatest match in the history of professional wrestling, but this match will be greater than that. This match will be the Kenny Omega of matches this year.
I wouldn't mind if it is. It has every part and variable it needs to be that. A little rushed, a little off track. Obviously, you think they were trying to go Ace and Bay. Unfortunately, he got injured. And if that makes it change, Ace had a nice little run once with that X Division title, but maybe he needs one again. I think we've said this forever. We were down on the X Division. They needed to replenish it. They brought back Bay. They brought back Ace, and they made them look like stars holding that title or going for that title, and then obviously Ace holding it. So I don't know if they pull it on him just yet, but Josh anyone in this match to win would be just fine for me because of the matches they would have with other people. So but just for shits and gigs, I'm gonna say Ace retains. All right. So we did a knockout. So let's go to tag team titles. Craig alluded to it, so we'll go with Craig to start.
Didn't we discuss that already?
Finjuice versus Good Brothers.
Oh, that one.
The knockout titles.
There's more titles.
I forgot about this match.
Yeah, there's no way Impact's going to have the titles off TV any longer. They've been in Japan. You've barely seen them. Good Brothers get them back. Not much more on that one. unless, I think Tamatonga, Tangaloa, and maybe Ishimori were on the plane with Finjuice. I can't see much happening after
That
that.
would be interesting.
But Good Brothers win.
All right. Let's go, Cody.
Okay, so first off, is there any more tournaments in Japan?
Not to my knowledge.
So there's no reason for them to
it's
be in
just
Japan
USA.
anymore.
What was that, Craig?
That's just the USA Cup coming
Right.
up.
Yeah.
So if they fly back from Japan, they would stay in the impact zone for the tapings. They're not going to leave.
Correct.
So I see them retaining.
Okay. That's a good point. Bert, are you with that?
Yeah, I think they're retaining just because it kind of builds into the storyline of like how when the Good Brothers came and cut that promo, that they kind of took their eye off the ball. I think kind of keep that going because everyone in the locker room is kind of making the Good Brothers feel bad. They lost basically Impact's titles to another company. I think they should keep that going. So I think Finjuice retains.
And last but not least, Lucha, what do you got there?
Finjuice retains because I'm still sticking with my Finjuice loses the titles to the Gorillas of Destiny on New Japan soil idea. So if there is this U.S. Cup that they got going on and there's a New Japan event in the States, I can still see Finjuice, making the tapings, and they're not champs after a minute because they've lost them to GOD on a New Japan show. And then GOD is like, hey, y'all want your belts? Come get them.
Yeah, no, I think that's very good booking on all your guys' parts. So I'm gonna add points for you guys. I have Finjuice as well, for a little of a different reason, but I think that's great. I think one, it does help that bridge, and it makes sense for them to lose the titles on foreign soil since we took the IWGP tags with the Dudleys and made the British Invasion beat them on our soil. So without their approval, so we at least owe them that. There's two. The other reason for me is Finjuice obviously going to stay in the States for a while, and at least the tapings, as Cody said, mad points for that. Because that would make the most sense. So I could see them keeping it and dropping it at the tapings, building up to the next pay-per-view. It would be Slammiversary, I believe. But the Good Brothers, my point with them, I still believe that at the end of the night, and let's go right into that. I believe at the end of the night, Rich Swann wins via a Good Brothers and Don Callis turn. I think their impact through and through, and they've been playing a part. There's a reason the Young Bucks turned and are now with Kenny as well in the group, because I think Kenny and Young Bucks will be the three, while Rich and the Good Brothers would be the other three, or representative Impact at least. So I said it from day one, this partnership is a partnership. You can't. We were getting worked. We were taking what was being said by Tony Khan in these interviews and that interview, Tommy Dreamer in this interview and that. It's a work, guys. And once again, as much as I love Impact Wrestling, we are not in the public perception as big as AEW. It just is what it is in the States. So if that is the case, you need to play the underdog. And what would be you keep getting shit on, and then we all cried and complained, and then they changed course a little, and Tony Khan was nice a little bit. But at the end of the day, the reason was no one kicks out of the one-winged angel. Rich Swann is going to. All right. Who wants to kick this one off? Lucha, you're nodding around. Let's go, buddy.
Yeah, you kind of blew my mind with the Good Brothers turn on Kenny to align with Rich ordeal. Like, I was more looking at Don Callis, not necessarily the Good Brothers. I was still connected with the Good Brothers being a part of the fake Bullet Club versus the real Bullet Club story. So, but I love your idea as well. The tag title match, while I predict Finjuice, the tag title match will be very telling on who wins this match, because if the Good Brothers win these titles,
Kenny is winning.
Yeah. Unless the Good Brothers turn on Kenny, and then they could have the titles and be like, look, bro, this is our company. We signed here. We didn't sign for you. We signed here. So we're going to hold these belts and be the flag bearers.
We'll see. I like your point there. So we got another. What is your? Are you Rich? Or
yeah, I'm going Rich.
I like it.
For 1,000 reasons, but we're going.
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they all lead to Rich being.
I agree. The end of the road less traveled, but the one that's going to be chosen. Sorry about what you guys are seeing. The miniatures. I think our feeds are going back and forth, but if you're listening to this on Sounder, doesn't matter. Bert, wait, who did we go first? We had Lucha that just went right. Let's go around the circle. Bert, what do you got?
Okay, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and like I think what benefits the most is having Rich win. So what I see happening is, I think as the match is going to go along, people are going to keep trying to help Kenny cheat, and one by one they'll either be thrown out of the ring, and one by one Rich will keep fighting. So there's going to come a point when Don will be the final person to help Kenny cheat. And finally, the person that hasn't gotten involved this whole time, Scott, is going to have enough. And Scott is going to come out and get rid of Don. And there will be just Rich and Kenny. And then that'll be the opportunity for Rich to kick out of the one-wing angel, hit his move to win, confetti falls down, Rich is the champion, the whole locker room empties out, and then also gives a chance for on Thursday in storyline, Scott to fire Don. I think that's what's going to happen. Because it benefits more for Rich to win the champion. For AEW fans who don't watch Impact, if they want to see their belt, they have to watch Impact. Clear, that's the story. Yeah. You want to see your belt, watch the other show. That's what's going to happen. There's no way Kenny can win. Kenny knows what's good for the business. Rich has to win. You're going to put the other company over. That's what has to be done.
I see Cody raise his hand. Let's get to him, then go to Craig, and then I'll say my part there. Lucha, you're killing us.
Well, okay, Bert had a good reason right there. I didn't even think about that. If the AEW title was an Impact, AEW fans would watch it because it would be on Impact. But there's
what's going on with the title.
There's one thing that I can't stop thinking about, though. It's the two officials.
Yeah.
They said an AEW official and an Impact official will be ringside. So is there going to be a screw job with the refs out there, both sides?
I really hope not.
Get out of my head.
Oh, yeah. Craig, why don't you hit your spot, and then I'll say we'll have a last big discussion.
But
Cody,
I still
get out of my head.
Craig, who do you got?
Seriously, get out. Cody needs to get out of my head. Yeah, I mean, if for me, it kind of depends on who the referees are.
I believe it to be Stifler and is it Aubrey? Aubrey, is that her name?
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean
Stifler? Brian Hebner, yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Yes, it would be Brian Hebner and Aubrey Edwards. Yeah. So I mean, Aubrey Edwards is in AEW with Earl Hebner, and Brian Hebner is if one of them get any tips from him on how to screw someone over.
Oh man, that's so you're going
but,
Kenny?
I mean, no.
Oh.
It just depends on if it. I don't know. I want Rich to win.
Okay.
But I can't see Kenny winning. I think, like Bert said, people keep coming out trying to help Kenny, and ref Aubrey is throwing him all out.
Right. She's
going to throw him all out. But I think at one point, Brian Hebner will be the one trying to throw everyone out. Aubrey will slide into the ring and count the fast count for Kenny.
I guess that.
But I want Swan to win.
Okay. So yeah, let's talk about this a little bit. We'll take a small break, announce the winner. They'll get their spotlight, and we'll get off of this. And thank you to all who are watching. Thank you to the panel today. It's pretty fun. But before we go, let's talk about this a little. I'll say my piece with it. I think for business standpoint, and people are saying, well, why do they need to help us? They don't. But I feel like we help them a lot, and there's a lot of hush-hush things that happen that make us more friends and allies than actual enemies or people who have stole our talent. Let's say that, okay? So I think the end game is this: do you want to have a AEW versus AEW Dark, storyline? No, you don't. Do you want to have Raw versus SmackDown? I never liked it. Do you want two companies that are literally separate companies that might be on the same level? You both have friends in it, so why not be? Battle. It's the money storyline. And I said, from the get-go, as we go crazy, the internet doesn't agree with us. I just think the money is in Impact looking better at the end of their pay-per-view. Now, the only way, and this is what I'll say, Tony said he paid for he did not pay for the ads. I'll say my point here, and if it's fact, if it's I'm lying, then I'm lying. But he didn't pay for those ads. The point of those was to build the narrative that we are trying to create, right? And it worked. We all hate Tony. We don't understand why he wants to help or even be part of this. If he's shitting on us all the time, is he really getting viewers because of us? Probably no to any of that. He is playing the heel here because he knows he is the perceived heel. He would not let us in the door because if they're pulling the narrative of Impact not having the money to pay for ads, how are we going to pay for an ad on TNT? Not going to happen. How are we going to go through the doorway when they don't think our stars are good enough to be on their TV? Not going to happen. The only way is for Rich to win that title and us to kick the damn doors down. Because at that point, they need us. And that we take over the show. Don can turn still, and it could be the Scott thing as well. But remember, Scott was talking to someone in the office about the plan is in place, whatever, just as we plan, whatever. So maybe it was just Don, and maybe they're in on this together to get the AEW title, and that was the whole shtick that they came up with. But anyone else have points on that? While I tally that?
I have one thing on that.
Cody.
Have you noticed how Dawn is infatuated with that title?
Right. It's a beautiful title.
He's looking at that title like it's his child.
Yep.
And precious. I think he wants to bring it to Impact.
I think that's the plan all
along.
He keeps touching it and patting it and petting it.
Cody, PG-13, Cody, come on.
That bounce.
I was gonna. Oh, sorry. I was going to say that if the most telling thing, and I really hope people watch it, This Is Rebellion special.
Oh.
So many things were jumping out in my eye. The way that Scott was talking about Dawn and saying Dawn does what's best for Dawn. Tommy Dreamer, Dawn does what's best for Dawn. People really there were so many signals going at me. I just think that's why Rich is winning as well. They're just, things point to Rich winning.
The internet is going to blow up. I said this in the chat group, and I'll say it again here. If I talk shit about Bert on Twitter with the hashtag Bert, it will still trend. If he gets his friends to hashtag Bert and say good things about him, it adds to that number. It does not matter what side of the hashtag spectrum we're on. If we hate Impact or love Impact, people are going to talk about it. And if you tag AEW, tag us, it all works. So you're going to give us the biggest lift. I think we will be number one Sunday. It just...
AEW losing their champion to Impact sells more newspapers, sells more airtime than Kenny going over there and just beating an Impact champion who people perceive Impact is lower than AEW. If the company that is lower than AEW beats them, that's it. That's what people are going to talk about.
Exactly. People are expecting Kenny Omega to win this match. If they talk shit about Impact nonstop, they haven't put them over. They talk shit about Impact nonstop. Rich Swann becomes the AEW World Champion, and I hope he throws that belt in the bin. It's awful.
I will say this: it
like
is
Stone
fitting.
Cold throws the ball off the pier.
There you go.
Like Stone Cold throws the belt off the pier.
Moose is down there getting it for EC3.
Yeah.
Shit, you made me lose it with that damn reference. I will say this though: it's fitting. It's called Rebellion because I feel like this. I don't think Dawn ends the night. In Impact, I hope after all this work they've done would not agree to it for just Kenny to win. Doopity-doo. We talk shit. There's no payoff. No one is expecting Rich to win, and they're not expecting him to win because AEW has done a great job of not putting us over on their show. And that is something that would blow the minds of wrestling fans because how rare is it? We could predict all day what's going to happen. No one is predicting Rich, except us five. All right, so we're going to take a break. I'm going to tally the votes. We'll get right back to... You got one more thing?
Yeah. I didn't have much to say because you pretty much said everything I wanted to say. But
Shucks.
what if Don was on the phone with Moose and Rebellion doesn't end with Rich winning or Kenny
And it's Moose.
and Moose?
Yep.
Remember that rematch clause
I wore my shirt today
that I brought in? Yes.
DJ Too Large, my friend.
He does have a rematch clause.
He
Remember
does.
this.
And who also just re-signed with Impact. All right, we'll be right back.
Did he?
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Once again, thank you for watching. Thank you to Craig, Cody, Lucha, and Bert for joining us. If you are interested in being on the next Talking Point, a little more smooth and clean, we'll get it next time even better. But write us at TNAIW channel, and we'll get you on the show. So as far as our predictions, we have FinJuice 4-1, Deanna 4-1, Fire and Flava 4-1, and VBD 4-1. Sammy, we have at 3-2. Over Trey, and Cardona 3-2 over Myers. We went 4-1 with Josh, winning the X Division title, and last but not least, Rich 5-0 taking it over Kenny Omega. But the most numbers, let me see if I can get it. Boom, bah, bah, bah. The numbers that really matter, is the winner of today's episode, the first champion of all time. It is Brother Bird. Hey, Bird. Bert, the floor is yours. Oh, Bert. Oh, we bow to you.
All right, I'm just going to say, everyone needs to make sure they watch Rebellion on Sunday, because you will see Rich win, and that's officially when the partnership will start. Rich will be the new AEW champion and the Impact champion, and that's when the ball's going to start rolling on this partnership. So I can't wait.
Thank you, Bert. That was Bert. That's all we needed to say. Rebellion this Sunday, which would be tomorrow if you're watching this on Saturday after the podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you again to our guests. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.